On June 22, 1941, Nazi Germany invades the Soviet Union, the largest military operation in history. But Germany has a weakness: oil. Stalin orders the bombardment of the oil facilities in Romania, and Hitler, desperate for oil, sends his forces towards Caucasus. But by the time the Germans arrive at the Caucasus, all oil refineries are burning, thanks to the Soviet scorched earth policy. And now, the German war machine and war industry are beginning to slow down while Germany is in the middle of the Soviet Union, and there's no turning back. Could Germany receive a little assistance from a country that shares borders with the Soviets, a country with a little bit of oil? In the 1920s, the new Shah of Iran, Reza Shah, is planning to build a railway that connects the Persian Gulf in the south to the Caspian Sea in the north, 1,400 kilometers of rails. So he begins hiring contractors from Europe and elsewhere to undertake this massive project. And this is one of the marvels of engineering along its path: a bridge. It was designed by Danish and Austrian engineers back in 1934. And at the time, it was one of the tallest of its kind, 110 meters above the ground. Reza Shah was a bully. When the construction was over in 1935, he asked the engineers to stand under the bridge while the first train passed over the bridge. Everything went well, and up to this date, everything is still going well. Reza Shah will not be around for too long to enjoy the fruits of his work, because in 1941, the British occupy Iran and send him to exile, and then they take over the railway and they start arresting and interrogating every German that they can find.
The government of Germany has committed repeated acts of war against the government and the people of the United States of America Therefore, be it resolved that the state of war between the United States and Germany, which has thus been thrust upon the United States, is hereby formally declared.
United States sent arms and equipments to the Soviet Union, and this railway was one of the main supply lines. And this was crucial at the early stages of the war, because a large portion of the Soviet war industry was already destroyed or damaged by the Germans or by the Soviets themselves.
With lightning-like speed, the Red Army assembled and went into action. Its men and its tanks were ready to fight the greatest defensive battle the world has ever known.
It's 1944. The Nazis' military operations in Iran have failed. Hitler's plan of gaining access to the oil fields of the Caucasus and the Middle East has failed. Germany is now on the defensive, and the Russians are marching towards Berlin from the east. The Americans and the British have landed on the beaches of Normandy, and they are beginning an invasion from the west on Germany. For Nazi Germany, inevitability is slowly approaching. In 1943, Hitler asked Iran to blow up this bridge. Iran refused. 2 years earlier, the British were planning to blow up the bridge in case the railways fell into the wrong hands. During the war, Winston Churchill called it the Victory Bridge, as the Americans and the British sent over 10 tons of war supplies to Russia over these railways every day. And that not only changed the course of the war, but also contributed to the emergence of a superpower.